Hello, this is just a quick guide on how to enable HDR and adjust your color settings as well. One of the big problems that people normally have with HDR on a Windows PC is once it's enabled, your colors will tend to look really washed out and blurry looking. What they don't really tell you is that you kind of have to do a little bit more adjustment besides just turning it on. So before we get to that, let me just cover the basics. So if you right click your desktop and hit display settings, select the monitor that you want to adjust, scroll down and you want to enable your HDR setting right here. If you click on it, it should also show some additional settings. You can leave these on or off, it's totally up to you. For the brightness control, I would just leave it at 50% for now and we'll adjust it when we come back to it. So just kind of set that aside. And the next thing that you want to do is you want to open your NVIDIA control panel or your AMD equivalent, the Adrenaline software. Just go ahead and do that. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to change resolution, select the monitor that you want, and what I'll do is I'll adjust it from the default color settings to the NVIDIA color settings. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I usually do this to play around with the color settings to see what will work best with HDR. So kind of experiment with it and see if that works for you or not. Once you have that enabled though, the next thing you want to do is go to adjust desktop color settings. Again, make sure you have the right monitor selected, and the next part that you're going to want to do is for color channels, you're going to want to go through each color, red, green, and blue, your RGB settings, and you're going to want to adjust the brightness to set it to where it looks normal for what you're used to. If you look through the color settings that I went through for this, let me see. Yeah, it looks like the only thing that I had to adjust is brightness, but be fully prepared to also play around with the contrast, gamma, digital vibrance, and hue as well. It depends on what type of monitor panel that you're using. If you're using an IPS panel, you'll tend to get better color accuracy. If you're using a TN or VA panel, it might be a little bit harder. But it's basically just going to be a lot of trial and error. You have to experiment and adjust it to where it looks normal to you again. But it's possible to do it. It just takes some, experimenting and trial and error. But that's pretty much it though. Once you have your colors set, and a good way to do that actually is to use like a really colorful picture, like this wallpaper is a good example. Has a lot of different colors going on, and I have a generally good idea of what it's supposed to look like. And another thing you can do is you can also pull up like a empty Word document just to have a blank um, white picture basically. And if you're like, say if you have your red, blue, or green colors off just even a little bit, you'll tend to see that with white. You'll see either kind of a red, blue, or green shade to it, and just use that to adjust as you need to. Other than that, that's pretty much it though, and I hope this video helps. Thank you. Bye.